For decades, we've been looking up at the stars, waiting for a signal. But we were looking in the wrong place. A highly classified document leaked from a federal defense contractor just shattered everything we know about alien contact. The entities piloting those unidentified crafts. They aren't explorers. They aren't even a naturally evolved species. They are manufactured biological drones. And their DNA? It doesn't have an evolutionary history. It has a serial number. Welcome to the Shadow Ledger. Today, we open the EBO files. The leak originated from an unnamed analyst who worked within a heavily secured biological research facility under contract for the United States government. For years, rumors have circulated about the recovery of non-human materials, but the public discourse has always been dominated by metal alloys, anti-gravity propulsion, and radar anomalies. This document shifted the focus entirely to the wetware. It detailed the complete genetic sequencing of what the report classified as an exo-biospheric organism, or simply an EBO. When molecular biologists began reviewing the leaked sequencing data, they did not find the chaotic, beautiful mess that defines terrestrial life. They found a biological machine. To understand why this discovery is so unsettling, one must first understand how life operates on Earth. Every living thing on our planet, from the single-celled amoeba to the blue whale, carries the baggage of billions of years of trial and error. Our genomes are cluttered, chaotic archives. We have what scientists call junk DNA, vast stretches of genetic material that do not code for any proteins, remnants of ancient viral infections, and evolutionary dead ends that have simply been carried along for the ride. Our genes are spaced unevenly, scattered across chromosomes like old books thrown haphazardly onto a shelf. This messiness is the very signature of natural selection. It is proof of a long, unguided history of survival. The genome of the EBO possesses none of this history. When researchers mapped the leaked sequence, they discovered an elegant, terrifying minimalism. There is no junk DNA. There are no evolutionary scars, no defunct genes, and no ancestral baggage. Every single sequence serves a direct, immediate, and highly optimized purpose. Most remarkably, the distance between the protein-coding genes is almost perfectly uniform. Instead of the random spacing found in terrestrial life, the EBO's genes are separated by highly repetitive, synthetic-looking sequences that function exactly like an indexing system in a computer database. It is a biological filing cabinet, organized with mathematical perfection. This indexing system allows for rapid, error-free transcription of the genetic code. It is designed to prevent mutations, the very mechanism that drives natural evolution on Earth. In our biosphere, mutations are the engine of change. They allow species to adapt over millions of years to changing environments. But the EBO's genome is locked. It is built to resist change, to remain perfectly stable across generations, or perhaps, to remain perfectly stable within a single production run. The scientists analyzing this data realized they were not looking at the blueprint of a creature that crawled out of an alien ocean. They were looking at a product designed in a laboratory, built to exact specifications. The physical architecture of these organisms, as described in the leaked analysis, further supports this synthetic origin. On Earth, complex organisms require highly integrated, separate systems to survive. A digestive system to break down food, a circulatory system to distribute nutrients, and an excretory system to eliminate toxic waste. Each of these systems is incredibly complex and requires a significant portion of an organism's daily energy budget just to maintain. The EBOs, however, have bypassed this complexity entirely through a design that maximizes efficiency for a very specific, hostile environment. According to the report, the EBOs lack a traditional digestive tract. They have no teeth, no esophagus, no stomach, and no intestines. To a terrestrial biologist, this seems impossible. How does an organism fuel its cellular processes without consuming food? The answer lies in their skin and a highly specialized, closed-loop internal system. It is hypothesized that these organisms do not eat in the way we understand. Instead, they absorb a nutrient-rich fluid directly through their skin, or are preloaded with a highly concentrated, biologically stable fuel source that their bodies consume with near-zero waste. Even more startling is how they manage metabolic waste. In terrestrial animals, the kidneys and liver work constantly to filter toxins from the blood, which are then excreted through highly specialized organs. The EBO's body manages this process through its outer dermal layer. Waste products are processed directly at the cellular level and neutralized, then transpired through the skin as a microscopic moisture layer that quickly evaporates. There are no kidneys, no bladder, and no traditional excretory pathways. This elimination of heavy, complex internal organs drastically reduces the organism's weight and energy requirements, making them exceptionally suited for the brutal limitations of long-duration transit. This level of biological optimization is not just efficient, it is purposeful. When you look at the design of the EBO, you are looking at a creature engineered to survive in a very specific envelope of existence: the weightless, high-radiation, resource-scarce environment of deep space travel. Every gram of weight saved on a digestive system is a gram of fuel saved on propulsion. Every reduction in metabolic waste means a cleaner, more reliable cabin environment. They do not require a vast, complex life support system because they are the life support system, engineered to endure conditions that would reduce a human being to dust within weeks. This raises a deeply uncomfortable question that many in the scientific community are hesitant to vocalize. If these organisms did not evolve, they must have been created. And if they were created, who is the creator? For decades, science fiction has painted a picture of alien visitors as ancient, wise civilizations traveling across the cosmos in search of contact or conquest. We imagined beings of immense intellect, perhaps living in utopian societies, who decided to make the long journey to Earth. But the EBO genome suggests a very different, much colder reality. The entities that may be piloting these unexplained aerial phenomena are not the citizens of an alien empire. They are the equipment. They are biological drones, manufactured in automated vats, grown from synthetic cellular scaffolds, and programmed with the exact genetic instruction sets required for their specific missions. They do not have families, they do not have culture, and they may not even have what we define as individual consciousness. They are designed to perform a task, whether that task is observation, reconnaissance, or data collection. And when that task is complete, or when their craft ceases to function, they are entirely disposable. Their lack of a reproductive system, as noted in the leaked documents, confirms that they are a dead-end lineage, incapable of establishing a population or existing independently of their manufacturing source. This perspective reframes the entire mystery of the unexplained phenomena in our skies. It explains why these objects often move with a complete disregard for human safety or diplomatic protocol. If the pilots are merely highly advanced organic sensors, then a crash is not a tragedy for their creators. It is simply a lost probe, an acceptable cost of doing business. It explains why there has been no formal contact, no attempt to communicate on a grand scale. You do not initiate diplomatic relations with a camera, and you do not send your citizens to do the work of a biological machine. The implications of this leak stretch far beyond the realm of astrobiology. They touch upon the very nature of life itself. For centuries, humanity has viewed biology as something sacred, a spark of nature that separates the living world from the cold, mechanical certainty of machines. We have built our philosophy, our morality, and our religions around the idea that life is a unique, emergent phenomenon of the universe. But if the EBO data is authentic, it proves that biology is ultimately just software. It is a highly advanced, incredibly versatile technology that, with sufficient knowledge, can be coded, compiled, and manufactured just like silicon chips and copper wire. The exo-biospheric organism leaves us staring into a terrifying abyss. If the cosmos is managed by silent, engineered biological machines, then our messy, emotional, natural evolution might not be the pinnacle of life. We might just be a wild, unoptimized glitch in a highly industrialized galaxy. So, what are we looking at here? Are these leaked genetic blueprints the ultimate proof of a cosmic assembly line? Or is this the most sophisticated psychological operation ever designed to test our sanity? I want to hear your analysis. Drop your theories in the comments below. And if you're ready to dig deeper into the forbidden archives, hit subscribe. Stay in the shadows and trust nothing.